What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new tactic video. Today we have got Pep's 4-3-3 based off his current Man City team. Now don't worry, it's not just City we're going to be testing with. We are going to test with Bristol and also Barnet. Now overall this tactic won the Premier League, Champions League, scored above 3 goals a game, high possession, good pass completion, elegant play in the match engine. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, whack the sub bell on. We are going to cook this year. So then right into the powerhouse test, and we are going to go and test with Barnet and Bristol City. So it is an all-English test, but we are going from very different teams with very different quality, so do not worry. Now once again, we've not got 1, not 2, but 3 tactical variants today. Make sure you're either copying all 3 or going to the Patreon and downloading all 3, because we do use a mixture across every test today. Now with Man City, we are going to have the most clean sheets and the most goals. We tie with Arsenal when it comes to possession, which I will honestly take, because when it comes to the Premier League, we were significantly better. We won 29 games, only drew 4 with 5 losses, and we obviously also won, as I said in the intro, to win the Champions League, but I think we'll watch the highlights of. Now, this tactic is so good. Being a 4-3-3 with a bit of a unorthodox mentality, and also the way that we progress, we've not got a maxed out tempo, we're playing a bit more of a, well, Pep Man City way. This tactic done exceptionally well because it is not true meta based. Of course, it's more of a recreation of Pep City, and we absolutely stormed the league. Haaland, top goal scorer, shock horror. Donnarumma, most clean sheets. Phil Foden, most assists. This was a dominant season. As the data hub is going to look like this, so it is going to be just over 3 goals a game, a great pass completion, a good amount of shots per game, which is quite good to see with this tactic, because it's not something that I was targeting, because obviously I'm more about control and possession focus, but we still just about fall shy of 22, but it's still quite good. 21.9, hardly any goals conceded, a good goal output, and one that obviously puts us well above the average compared to the rest. So yeah, a very good start so far. And when it comes to the Champions League, we earned our place in that final, let me tell you, because we have to get past Arsenal, who are a very good team in this year's game, and we beat them 4-1. The semi-finals, we thump Chelsea 9-0. Now, Chelsea are quite beatable this year, I'm going to be honest, but yeah, inevitably, we match up in the final against Real Madrid, where that can go anyway, can't it? Because, I mean, they've got a great team. Do you know what? This game could have gone either way. They're a great team, obviously, over in Spain, and very, very good when it comes to the Champions League. And, yeah, the game was an interesting game. There was 3 goals, and, yeah, we get off to a very hot start. Let me tell you that. Reinders into Bernardo Silva, into Savinho, back in to Reinders, back through, and that right there is what you'll see with this tactic. That elegant, beautiful give-and-go style, which is so hard to defend, and it's hard to defend because we've got a lot of players taking up different positions as we progress up that pitch. As Silva is going to find Diaz, it's a good challenge actually there on the edge of the box, and their Diaz, Brahim Diaz, is going to be on the counter, back into Rodrigo, plenty of space on the ball, back into Eder Militao with the ball at his feet, into Rudiger, great interception there from Haaland, into Savinho, little cut back into Guardiola, again, so patient, so delicate on the ball. Look at this play right here, of course, getting O'Reilly involved as well. Phil Foden, a little back heel, a bit of elegance in this year's game. Guardiola back inside into Rodri. This is the prime City we're used to seeing. This wonderful, confident, short passing, but also aggressive play. And yeah, we also were sensationally good at winning the ball back, as you can see. Little cut back, and it is as simple as that. So we went 2-0 up. At this point of the game, I switched to the defensive version and basically sat on the lead that I had. And it worked. It worked big time, because the only goal that Madrid actually get is going to be in the 91st minute. So this showcases the importance of all 3 variants. If you don't have them, you're not going to get the same results. And it's why I make them for every tactic, because they're so good in this year's game. Even better than the previous FM. So yeah, Champions League, tick. And now over to your favourite part of the video, that is going to be the tactical breakdown. If you are enjoying, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, if you do enjoy rebuilds, make sure you come on over to my second channel. It's called Daily Josh. We've got endless rebuilds coming out over there. And yeah, this tactic will be used, not with City, but with a secret team. So make sure you come and check it out. Now today, as I mentioned, we've got 3 variants. We're going to start off with the default version. We are then going to use the attacking and defensive version. And I will showcase the results that we also got at the end of the video with Barnet and Bristol City. So sit tight, copy the tactics, go and see how we done with those teams as well, because I know everybody doesn't play as a Manchester City. So yeah, let's go over and let's talk some tactics, shall we? So then, tiki-taka style, pretty straightforward, but we have to say it, definitely has to be applied, and we are going to use the positive mentality. Now, in possession, out of possession, it is actually the same shape, but obviously the wingers just drop back, so you can see it as a 4-1-4-1, out of possession, or you can just simply say the wingers drop back. That's what I like to say. Now, of course, very, very key, we attack in that famous 4-3-3 that has got City really cooking again. And looking at the player roles, we are going to use a ball-playing goalkeeper on the default, in possession and out of possession. The right back is going to be a wing back who will be told to sit narrow. Of course, very, very well known. The width is very narrow-based in his system. Make more runs, shoot less often, and also tackle harder. By default, he will also trigger press more often. And the left-hand side is going to be literally identical. So pretty straightforward to copy, nothing too crazy going on. And that's because these wing-backs do provide very, very good attacking chances, but we don't want to sort of shoot the gun too quickly because we have got that attacking version that we can obviously go to and get a little bit more attack and output from. Now, going to the centre-backs, we are going to be using not 1, but 2 ball-playing defenders, or ball-playing centre-back, should I say, and they will be told on the left-hand side, stay wider, shorter passing strategy, and also out of possession is going to be defaulted, not befaulted, defaulted. And on the right, we are going to have exactly the same. So just to showcase that again, it is simply the same, nothing too crazy. The DM comes in, very, very good role for your Rodri, dribble less, make fewer runs, default in possession as a DM. Out of possession, nice and simply defaulted. We then go over to that left-hand side, and we are going to utilise a channel midfielder. Very, very good role in this game. Standard, roam from position, and also move into the channels, with out of position, or possession should I say, actually coming in on more often. Now, it's very important we have a mixture of roles in this midfield, because I don't want to overcook it, you know, because we've got a very lively attack. You'll see that very shortly. But also I need to have a bit of a creative talisman, and this is actually where Foden spent a bit of his time, in the attacker midfield player role, a very straightforward role that gets the job done, and I allowed him to take more passing risks, roam from his position, standard passing strategy, and simply default out of possession. Now, I do want to quickly say at this part of the video, if you are interested in getting all of these Patreon perks, it includes every tactic I release, all the variants, also now console and mobile for every variant. There is 2 Patreon tactics exclusively over there where we do some old school tactics, Wenger, Alex Ferguson, retro Jurgen Klopp, for example. You get all of my rebuild files, tactical help, ad-free viewing, access to giveaways, set piece routines, training that is coming later this week, or very worst case scenario, early next week. Make sure you go and check out the Patreon, because we are absolutely blitzing it this month, and much love, because that is going to get bigger and bigger, and with that there's going to be more perks and higher giveaways. So again, I'll drop the Gareth Bale, much love for that, absolute legends. But looking at the front 3, on the right hand side we are going to be using a inverted winger, or should I say an inside winger. I always call it inverted, I think I always will. He will be told to stay wide with the attacking width, but then cut inside, dribble more, make more runs, roam, standard and out of possession more often, and also tackle harder. On the left-hand side, this one, sit narrow, cut inside, dribble more, make more runs, roam, cross from the byline, and standard, while more often and tackle harder are going to be of choice. And this essentially just makes them do the same outcome, but they are slightly different with their width. So you see a lot of different stuff happen, and that is why you see a lot of different ways that we attack, players taking up different positions. people getting into different areas is absolutely vital. With the main man, the big Erling Haaland, being a centre forward, and he will be told to shoot more and simply tackle harder, with trigger press being set to more often. Now, of course, for anyone, I feel like the game's been out long enough now for people to know this, but the instructions from this side of the screen, where my mouse is, get translated to the right-hand side of the screen for out of possession. So, for example, the back line on the right back and left back role, we are going to be using the pressing fullback role, but they've got the same instructions as my wing backs. The centre backs have got the same instructions as my ball-playing centre backs. The DM, the same. The channel midfielder now has the presser midfielder, the AM now has the screener midfielder, and the wingers, as you can see right now, if I just click on one, will have the same instructions, with big boy Erling Haaland also being identical. Now, team instructions, let's go and talk a little bit of business. Right, in possession, much shorter, lower tempo. Finally, not a maxed out tempo, so I imagine you're quite happy that we're not doing the same tactics over and over and over again. Time wasting less often, hold shape, standard, keep ball in play, be more expressive, play through, short goalkeeper distribution, hold that ball, absorb the ball, centre backs, balanced, discourage dribbling, tiki-taka approved, balanced progress through, pass to feet, tiki-taka approved, work ball into the box, tiki-taka approved. It's a tiki-taka masterclass. It really, really is. With low crosses being the favoured sort of crossing style. Out of possession, high press, higher defensive line, more often on the trigger press, counter press, standard, balanced, and also, yes, when it comes to preventing short goalkeeper distribution. Again, for anyone that missed it, we are talking here tiki-taka, positive mentality, the attacking version, just if you need that bit more of an attacking mindset. Now, we actually stick with the same mentality because we have made a lot of changes when it comes to the team instructions. We also have made a lot of changes when it comes to using the out of possession system. So what doesn't change, for example, is the left, the right, the striker, these two midfield players. The DLP comes in, who is actually going to be on the same instructions as what the DM was. The ball players also get a little bit of a tweak. They are now both told to do exactly the same, but also dribble more for both of them. We are also going to be introducing two playmaking wingbacks. However, both of these are identical to what you saw in the default version, and they go all the way through to the out of possession, where the only sort of things I will talk about is obviously the change of shape. That's a very big thing. We stick, obviously, as you saw in the default version, we sort of keep the rough sort of concept, but we just have the wingers pushed up, so we sort of remain in that 4-3-3. Both of the wingbacks are going to be pressing fullbacks with the same instructions. The DM in the centre. The right, we are going to have a screening central midfield player. On the left, we are going to have a pressing central midfield player. And then we actually just defend with width on this occasion, as we are going to have two wingers who, of course, have the same instructions as the in possession screen. Now, team instructions, let's go and talk a little bit of business. In possession, much shorter, much higher tempo. That's why you don't need to go attacking as well, because we are going a little bit crazy. You factor that in with also removing the sort of limitation on the dribbling. That already says enough about the changes we're making, right? So much shorter, much higher, less often, hold shape, standard, keep ball in play, be more expressive, play through, short, centre backs, balanced, pass to feet, work ball into box, balanced, and also low crosses. Out of possession, the high press, the much higher defensive line, more often, counter press, standard, balanced, and of course, we are going to prevent short goalkeeper distribution. And that will give you the attacking one. Now for the defensive one that comes in a bit clutch when you are playing, for example, with a Barnet. It comes in clutch quite a fair bit. So we drop down to balance with the mentality. And it is going to be the same shape. However, we revert back to defending into that 4-1-4-1 block almost. And yeah, let's talk a little bit of business, shall we? So the goalkeeper, the ball players, they go back to like the default version. The wing backs come back in, and again, they are going to be identical to that default version. So they still are allowed to sit narrow and get forward and, you know, do their job. As is the DM, he actually remains exactly the same. So nothing too crazy right there. We are talking about a default and default situation. But, of course, what is different is two CMs. On the left-hand side, we are going to have simply telling him to roam and standard with the default out of possession. And on the right, we are having roam, standard, and, well, just trigger press being selected there. So, at the end of the day, this is a mixture of player roles, but a lot more sensible is what I will say. And I've just realised I've had a bug, haven't I? That's a covering centre-back. The CM is not got the trigger press on. It's a bug in the game where it shows you the wrong player role. They are two completely defaulted CMs. Completely default. 100%. The Y players are going to have the same instructions because you'll see when we do the team instructions, the sort of changes are made in that area and also the balanced mentality. We do introduce a deep line forward in possession who still is going to be quite shot heavy, but will sort of come a little bit deeper, on more often, tackle harder, yes, shoot more and standard, because he will drop deep, easier to sort of keep the ball, link up the play. And out of possession, a couple of changes really to talk about. We are going to utilise the addition of two holding fullbacks. We go back to using two of these, two tracking wide midfield players, CM, screener midfield player, a DM, and of course, we are going to use a centre forward. And yeah, a lot of the changes are actually done in the team instructions. So, for example, you will see much shorter still remains. The tempo goes all the way down. Time wasting comes in. Hold shape, standard. Keep ball in play. More disciplined helps out a lot. Play through, short. Play to the centre backs. Balanced. Discouraged dribbling comes back in. Balanced, pass to feet, work ball into the box. Shots from distance, I wasn't really seeing my players take a lot of shots, so I didn't have this needed to be ticked on. And also low crosses. And out of possession, the high press, standard, more often, counter press, standard, balanced, and also yes. And that will give you 3 variants of Pep's 4-3-3. But can you use this actually? Will you be able to get results with Barnet and Bristol? Let's see. Well, starting off with Barnet, it's not to do with the league, but we do actually lift the EFL trophy. So if we are going to win the league, that's going to be 2 trophies in one season while playing majority of the games on the defensive version. And we hold our own big time when it comes to the data hub, right? Because we maintain that pass completion. Yes, it's a little less goals per game, but also it's a little less goals conceded, so the defensive version really paying dividends here. And there we go, an invincible season with Barnet. Now, yes, there's 7 draws, but remember the Arsenal season? That is an invincible season. I'm claiming this one. 39-7 is remarkable for this league. Now, the goal output wasn't crazy compared to City, but we still held our own in that regard, dominated the ball, and put on a real good show, where we are going to have not 62, I said we had 62. 63% possession, the most goals, and the most clean sheets. Beautiful. And when it comes to Bristol City, we do get to the FA Cup final, where we did lose 3-1 against Arsenal, being open and honest. But going to the league table, we're looking quite good here. 131 goals, 61% possession. We're looking at 18 clean sheets, and we're going into the table, and we have cooked only 3 losses, 38 wins, and 5 draws. And that makes up, in my opinion, 3 very different tests. Although they're always in England, we have gone pretty English themed today, but they're very different leagues, very different quality of teams, and I'll say it, we've cooked up a storm, and hopefully you boys and girls have enjoyed as much as I have made making this video. If you have, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hype up the video, whack the sub bell on, because tactics are hard this year. I know I'm dumping about 16 to 17 hours a day making these videos, so hopefully you do enjoy, because my sleep has pretty much been axed at the moment, but I love to entertain, and hopefully they're helping you out a little bit. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.